Welcome to the Special Forces in World War II YouTube channel created by the Special Forces in World War II team. Our story begins with an audacious Italian raid on December 19th, 1941. Members of the Decima Flotilla MAS, Italian naval commandos, piloted their so-called Siluro a Lenta Corsa, manned torpedoes, right into the port of Alexandria. Their mission was to attach mines to two British battleships, H.M.S. Valiant and H.M.S. Queen Elizabeth, and an 8,000-ton tanker. These mines exploded and temporarily put the two battleships out of action. It was a startling blow to British naval power, showing the destructive potential of small, stealthy submersibles manned by brave and highly trained crews. The Royal Navy took notice. Impressed and alarmed by the Italian success, British engineers and naval officers set out to develop a similar, if not superior, weapon. Their efforts led to the creation of the Chariot, a British manned torpedo designed to surprise and disable high-value enemy vessels. April 1942 marked the start of official development for the Chariot, spearheaded by two officers in the Royal Navy's Submarine Service, Commander Geoffrey Sladen and Lieutenant Commander William Fell. They set up training programs for potential pilots, first at Gosport and then at secluded locations in Scotland, often referred to by code names like Port HZD or Port HHZ. The depot ship H.M.S. Titania initially served as the operating base, later joined by H.M.S. Bonaventure. These vessels offered workshops for repairs, storerooms for batteries, and quarters for the specialized crews who would pilot the chariots. Much like the Italian commandos they sought to match or outdo, British charioteers had to master diving, underwater navigation, and the delicate handling of explosives, all in the cramped space of a torpedo-like craft. In essence, the Chariot was a manned torpedo that carried a heavy warhead at its nose. Two main models emerged. The Mark I was an open cockpit design. Operators rode on top, exposed to the water. To control this small craft, they used a distinctive figure-8-shaped handle, steering it like an underwater motorcycle. In contrast to the Mark I, the Mark II's two operators sat back-to-back in an enclosed cockpit, allowing greater protection from the surrounding water. This added complexity and weight, but also boosted the craft's destructive capability. Both variants were manufactured by Stothert and Pitt, a crane-making company in Bath, Somerset. Because the Chariot had a limited range, it needed a mothership to bring it within striking distance of enemy targets, often either a converted fishing boat in early attempts or a Royal Navy submarine. Once released, the Chariot crew would navigate underwater, plant a timed explosive warhead near the enemy ship's hull, and make their getaway. The first real test for the Chariot came in October 1942, during Operation Title. Two chariots were to be secretly taken to occupied Norway aboard a disguised fishing vessel, the Arthur, with the aim of attacking the formidable German battleship Tirpitz in Trondheim Fjord. To avoid detection, the chariots were towed submerged behind the fishing boat. Unfortunately, bad weather caused both to break loose, and they were lost, an inauspicious debut for the new weapon. Subsequent attempts involved mounting the chariots in or on the deck of submarines. Specialized tubes, 7.3 meters long, were constructed, into which a chariot could be strapped for transport. This worked in some instances, but the tubes themselves proved cumbersome. Later in the war, the British found it simpler to just strap the chariots onto deck chocks, exposing them but streamlining the process of deployment. Despite setbacks, there were notable successes. Operation Principle, January 1943, Deployed from H.M.S. Thunderbolt and H.M.S. Trooper, several chariots launched near Palermo in Sicily. They managed to sink the Italian cruiser Ulpio Traiano in harbor and severely damage the ocean liner-turned-troop ship Viminale. However, 6 British charioteers were captured and 2 were killed. Only 1 chariot and its crew returned safely. Although costly, this operation proved the chariot could be a formidable threat in enemy waters. Operation Husky, May-June 1943, ahead of the Allied invasion of Sicily, codenamed Operation Husky, the Royal Navy needed detailed intelligence on the landing beaches. Chariots launched from submarines H.M.S. Unseen and H.M.S. Unrivaled helped gather that crucial reconnaissance. Rather than carrying warheads, the craft this time supported Allied divers who examined beach gradients, underwater obstacles, and surf conditions, vital data for the forthcoming amphibious assaults. Operation QWZ, June 1944. Following the 1943 armistice, some Italian naval units fought alongside the Allies. In June 1944, a combined British-Italian force used 2 chariots to disable the Italian cruisers Bolzano and Gorizia, then under German control. 1 chariot malfunctioned, but the other successfully attached explosives to the Bolzano, sinking it with help from Italian frogmen. Ceylon's Secret Operation, 51, October 1944. Widely regarded as the only completely successful British chariot operation, this mission saw 2 Mark II chariots launched from the submarine H.M.S. Trenchant infiltrate Japanese-occupied Phuket in Thailand. Under the command of Lieutenant Tony Eldridge, the teams attached charges to 2 ships in the harbor and sank them, then returned safely. This mission highlighted the craft's potential when operators and equipment performed flawlessly. Why didn't the chariot make a bigger mark on the war? Part of the answer lies in technical reliability. Early battery and mechanical issues, combined with the inherent risk of traveling long distances underwater, limited the chariot's effectiveness. Weather also played a critical role, as rough seas could easily dislodge the craft from towing cables. Furthermore, the chariots required highly skilled crews, men trained in diving, explosives handling, and stealth navigation. Each mission was fraught with the danger of being captured or killed if anything went wrong. Still, when the chariot worked as intended, like at Phuket, it showed how a small submersible could inflict disproportionate damage on significantly larger targets. Thank you for watching the Special Forces in World War II YouTube channel, an unwavering digital fortress committed to preserving the history of elite and specialized units in World War II. Our mission is clear: to provide a comprehensive view of the elite units and formations that played pivotal roles in the Second World War. This extensive dossier includes their frontline battles, innovative weaponry, strategic maneuvers, and the brave soldiers who faced the crucible of combat. The World War II SOF Virtual Museum is our dynamic field operation, continually uncovering layers of historical knowledge. We also maintain outposts on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to enhance our information dissemination. If you possess relevant intelligence to support our mission, don't hesitate to share it with us. Your contributions will be prominently featured in our operational archives. For those willing to provide substantial support, visit our Patreon forward base and enlist. Your backing is crucial to sustaining our mission. Together, let's carry forth this legacy.